let me ask you this: are you saying they could beat the Bucks?
So I don't even know about Tampa Bay. I think I'm almost believing what you've been saying for such a long time, Bobby. You have been saying even
They
before the
are
season. Well,
phony.
I won't use the word phony. Hey, 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 everyone. It is your girl, Gina. Welcome back for another episode of She Talks Football, except this is a special crossover edition of She Talks Football, where I am joined with the guest from the No Pro Football Show. Now, you probably have seen me on the No Pro Football Show podcast many, many times. So, we're doing the crossover with them over here. So, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the special guest from the No Pro Football Show, and then we're going to get right into it for Week 10. There's a lot to talk about. So first up, I'm going to introduce to you Jaquan. You can follow Jaquan on Twitter at Jaquan625. He's on Twitter. Say hey, Jaquan.
Hey, everybody.
And then it's the man himself, the host of the podcast, the No Pro Football Show. His name is Bobby. Please follow him on Twitter at NP Football Show, as you can see on the screen. And then follow his YouTube channel. Subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel. That's the No Pro Football Show on YouTube. Welcome in, Bobby.
Hey, folks, how y'all doing? We gonna do this crossover like AI, you know?
Oh, my goodness. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're coming to you in 4 quarters because what? We're talking about football. So we're going to start in on quarter one, 15 minutes, y'all. And we mean the real 15 minutes, not the football 15 minutes. So coming in at quarter one, we're going to start off with Bobby. What you got for this quarter?
All right, folks. So today we gonna talk about the legend Cam Newton. I know I called him a legend. He may not be a legend yet, but I think he will be. I think he will be considered that once his career is over. Um, the only thing that we'll get into that a little later on. So Cam Newton, I mean, I'm pretty sure like the whole football world knows who Cam Newton is. The 6'5", 245-pound quarterback for again the Carolina Panthers.
Again.
Uh, oh yeah, which I think is great. I mean, I don't know if anybody else. I think is great. First round draft pick from 2011, first pick of the draft. So, but listen, his comeback was nothing less than spectacular. The man came in the game for 2 plays, and those 2 plays he got touchdowns. A
14
running
points.
a running touchdown and a passing touchdown. He only did 2 plays the whole game, and that was 2 of their touchdowns. That's amazing. Now I don't expect it to be that way once he gets the starting role, and believe me, he'll probably be starting next week. And that's no slight to what's the quarterback, the backup they had,
Is
Walker?
it
Is it Walker?
PJ Walker?
Yeah, PJ Walker.
Yeah, no slight to him.
He did
But I
pretty
mean,
good. He did.
yeah, he did. But it's Cam, folks. It's Cam. It is Cam. Whether you like him or not, it is Cam, and that's what Cam does. Um, but I wanted to talk about how we just forgot about him twice now in his career. Like twice, we just kind of pushed him to the back burner. Fair or not, I'm not judging whether it's fair or not, but everybody knows out of sight, out of mind. But I mean, so the first time I'm thinking of is after he lost the Super Bowl to Denver, which in my opinion was not his fault. It was the fault of the coaches. That was a very poorly coached game. That Super Bowl he was in against Denver, as if they didn't know Von Miller was going to be coming after him or something. Um, and then like he kind of faded away after that, and then the comeback with the Patriot after the horrific injury, of course. I guess most people thought his career was over. Then he came back, and I will admit he didn't look great with the Patriots, especially after the COVID. But you know, what are we thinking about Cam? Are we thinking this guy's going to first of all get the Panthers to the playoffs? Are we thinking that this guy's a future MVP? I mean, a future Hall of Famer? Um, is he gonna come in this year and steal the MVP from the front runners this year? Like what are your guys' opinion on him right now?
I am excited to have him back. First of all, um, I feel like the Panthers is like the team for him. Not saying the Patriots. The Patriots wasn't. I'm gonna say it. Their scheme is not made for his type of football. Like, come on, they had Brady for years, so their scheme is not made for him, and they had to make up a scheme to fit him in it. So I think he can take the Panthers to the playoffs, possibly. They have a good defense and young guys around them, and with him there, they got CMC back there plus Cam Newton. Like that's about to be dangerous with him, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. That's about to be something special. So I think they can definitely get into the playoffs.
Overall on Cam, first of all, he said, "I'm back."
Mm-hmm.
It was like he was like, "I'm back, itches." Y'all know we team keep it clean, but that's basically what he was saying. I said itches. That's what I said. I said itches. So I thought that was hilarious. I was wondering why they threw the flag at first, and I was like, oh, then I found out because he took his helmet off. Not. I was like, he wasn't taunting. He was rejoicing. He was talking to the crowd, but he took his helmet off, out on the field. So I was like, okay. I mean, it
Although
was
I've
petty, but
seen
okay.
plenty of players do that after a
Yeah, I'm
play
like,
not
it was
getting a
petty,
flag.
but okay. It was petty, but we were still here for it. Everyone in Carolina, I was still here for it. I'm glad he's back in the NFL. I love just outside of the game. I want to talk about initially. I really love his personality. I love his pregame gear, seeing what he got on, and afterwards, like that's like one of the highlights of Twitter every week is what is Cam wearing. He has his own style. I appreciate the fact that he's just him. He's him, and he has his own style, and it makes for some really good, memes and laugh and all. I just get a big kick out of that. And he's just being him and enjoying life. So I love the personality and the energy that Cam brings to the game. I love the competitiveness that he brings to the game. He wants to win. When things are not going right, you can tell. When they're going good, you can tell. Like I like that. I like that about football players. So it's that whole big personality of Cam. I agree with you, Jaquan. Not even just from a scheme type of thing, but as a team, as an organization, that atmosphere was not a Cam Newton atmosphere. It wasn't. We knew he was not going to fit in up there. They come across, I'm not saying they are, but they come across very stoic, very, just so matter of fact. And
Robotic.
yeah, and Cam just has a big personality. And like he said in that video he did, even if he was sitting as the backup, it would have been trouble. Not because he did anything, but the media would have continued to hone in on him and make things about Cam, even though Cam would have been just sitting on the bench minding his business. So I'm glad he's back. It's kind of, I guess, apropos that he's back with the Panthers. Hopefully they're going to treat him right this time. I do think he has the potential where I think that their door was slipping, it was closing for them to actually make the postseason. I think bringing him in has definitely opened up that door. I'm not saying they're going to run right in, but I think you have a chance now with Cam. Obviously, there he's not may not be able to start off every single week the way that he did, but Cam, who is a dual threat quarterback, along with CMC, one of the best, if not the best, running back in the NFL, along with Robbie Anderson, all the other receivers. The Panthers defense has been playing well. They definitely have a chance to win that division now. Prior to what has gone on these past few weeks, I would have said it would have been the Saints maybe. But with Jameis Winston getting hurt and now he's out for the season, Kamara is not back yet. Michael Thomas said he's not coming back. Like that's a lot of things that the Saints don't have right now, even though they have decent defense. So I think all of that combined with the fact of Cam coming back to the Panthers, I would kind of expect the Panthers will win that division. How far they'll go into the postseason, I have no idea about that per se. Don't necessarily think they'll get far, but we're just going to have to to wait and see what happens, but
So
definitely happy that Cam is back.
let me ask you this: are you saying they can beat the Bucks?
Um, uh, the Bucks are an enigma to me. And what I mean by this is like on the one hand, it's like, oh my gosh, it's the Bucks. They swamping people. And then on the other hand, you're losing to the Washington football team. I mean, the Washington football team, which barely has any offense, definitely up until now didn't have any defense, lost Chase Young in the game, and they still beat you. So I don't even know about Tampa Bay. I think I'm almost believing what you've been saying for such a long time, Bobby. You have been saying even
They
before the
are
season.
phony.
Well, I won't use the word phony, but I'm just going to say may not be as invincible as well. They clearly are not as invincible as we thought they might have been. And
Let me wait a minute. Let me say it's not to cut you off. Let me tell you what I mean by
you
phony when I
did, but
say
it's
that.
okay.
I'm sorry. Let me tell you what I
It's
mean by
okay.
phony, and you might agree with me after I say what I mean. So you know, you ever? I'm sure all of us have known that person that they're just phony, like they always faking what they're doing, what they're about. With it's almost a whole generation now with Instagram and all that type of stuff. How people are faking what they have, how they doing it, and what they're doing and stuff like that. That's what I mean by phony, and that's why the Bucks and the Rams are phony because on paper, man, you would think they would be Hercules. In real life, they just average. They are just average.
Well, I don't know if I would use the word average. Go ahead, Jaquan. Jay.
I can't say they're phony. I think what's happening is first of all, the secondary is definitely a whole lot different from the secondary that they had last season when they went to the Super Bowl. They got plagued with injuries in their secondary and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say they're phony. I think that the injury on the secondary is catching up to them, which making teams with no offense look like they have offense because they can't stop a nosebleed. It's almost looking like the
Come,
Chiefs defense.
come on, man. Come on.
So
Every team has
listen,
injuries.
I, they does, but some teams don't know how to recover from them as much as other teams can. That's what people have to realize. Not every team is
Exactly.
like the other
And if
team who
you're
can
supposed to be a
recover
great
from
Super
the
Bowl team,
team.
Wait a
are
minute,
you not?
wait a minute. You cut the man off, Bobby. Let him finish his point.
So some other teams can't recover like other teams can. So that's why they're struggling right now on their defense. Tom Brady, y'all gotta realize that's the same team that gave them a problem in the playoffs last year before they went to the playoffs. It's the same team. So
Okay,
like
but what I'm saying is, if all you hear about the Bucks is how great they are, how great Tom Brady is, and he is, I'm not taking that away from him. But what I'm saying is that team injuries shouldn't put them down like that. And I don't even think it's the injuries because if you go back to last year and look at their
injuries put
entire
you down.
schedule, every team that they played that was above 500 except one, they lost to. They lost to
Injuries
every team above 500 except one last year.
injuries put you down because you don't have depth in the position.
I
So when you
get
don't
it,
have
believe me.
depth, it looks worse than what it seems. Trust me, I know about it.
Yeah, and you know I know about it. I'm a
Right. I'm
Ravens
like, you
fan.
know about it.
You know I
But
know
y'all,
about it.
the difference is y'all have depth. We don't
No,
have
we
depth at certain
don't.
positions.
We
No,
didn't have
we
depth
don't.
at running back, yo. The whole running back room got taken down. We didn't have depth at quarterback. We didn't have depth at our offensive line. We
Listen, we
literally
had depth, but when the starters got hurt, our depth got hurt too. So now we don't have anything. Why you think we struggling on defense so bad? Because we don't have we're not as deep as people think we are. Like it's a lot going on right there. But guess what? We're still winning most of our games, and they don't even consider the Ravens a championship team. They consider the Bucks a championship team. But anyway, we took this conversation somewhere else. We're going to talk about Cam Newton.
yeah.
But
Plus, we're like 13 minutes into the quarter.
go ahead. We'll go to the next subject. But I'm just saying, thank you, Cam, for coming back, and I'm glad to have you back.
Definitely glad to have him back. I'm pretty sure the Panthers are too. You can tell, you can see the energy on the team. You can see the energy with the fans. So we're going to finish up this quarter with I guess we're about to do a 2-minute drill, no huddle, talking about talking about Odell Beckham Jr. So obviously Cam and Odell Beckham Jr. were the two big names that were talked about all this past week. Um, Cam being signed by the Panthers and where in the world was Odell Beckham Jr. going? And he went not to the Saints, not to the Packers, not to the Chiefs, or any of the other names that were being associated with him. He, in fact, went to the Rams. You weren't even hearing that much about the Rams. I heard the word on the street was he was actually only interested in the Rams in the first place. It seems like the media was just taking anything as they normally do and making it a story and saying he was targeting these other teams, but he may not have been targeting those other teams. The other teams may have been targeting him. So he wound up at the Rams. I guess his father is he washed his hands and like mission accomplished. We're good now. And the whole situation is just hilarious. However, if you have not watched that 11-minute video that his father shared that he did not make, but he shared, you should actually watch that 11-minute video because it will make you feel kind of sad all the time as Odell was open and the ball wasn't going to him. But his tenure on the Rams, so he's here. I think it's a great fit for him, not only football wise. I mean, it's unfortunate that Robert Woods went down. Speedy recovery to him. These injuries this season have just been crazy. He was a key part of that offense, but I do expect that Odell can get in there once he can learn the plays, learn the playbook, can get in there, make some things happen. You can see from that film, he's still a great route runner. He still can get separation. He seemingly can play anywhere on the field, whether it's the short pass, the intermediate, or your deep balls down the field. He seems to just find himself open right where you need him. So hopefully that will, help out the Rams. And he'll get what he was looking for. Plus, I think brand wise, with Odell being a commodity, I just think he's a commodity in and of himself. That LA, not a bad place to be in, right? To be seen, to be around people, to get with the other people. So I think he'll probably be happy. He was targeted 3 times in the game last night. The Rams, of course, were walloped by the 49ers. Did not see that coming. Had not picked the 49ers to win that game. These last 2 weeks have just been crazy with teams that have been upset. I do think that was an upset personally. I did not expect the 49ers to beat the Rams. And they didn't just beat the Rams. They beat the Rams down. But Odell had about 3 targets there. 2 of which he caught, and I think it was something like 18 yards. So that's averaging 9 yards to catch. Not bad for a couple targets. What do you guys think about quickly? Because we're actually in overtime on the first quarter.
So Odell Beckham, I think, will be very successful with the Rams if, one, they keep him emotionally involved. Because once he's not emotionally involved, in other words, if he's not in action, if he's not doing something, if he's not a part of the action, then I think he kind of sometimes mentally and emotionally leaves the game a little bit. That's just my personal opinion.
Right. But do you think he's still that way, though?
Yeah. I think he's just built that way. That's just the way he is. And then number 2, if he stays healthy, that's the especially this year, that's key for everybody. But if he stays healthy and he stays emotionally involved, I think he will be quite successful, even successful enough to take the WR1 spot with the Rams, especially if the longevity is there. If Matt is going to stay there, if Woods is going to stay there, if Kupp is going to stay there, and so forth and so on, they'll get Akers back next year. I think the longevity will be there, and I think they will be next year even better or just better than they are this year because of him.
That's going to take a lot of targets for him to get past Cooper Kupp because Cooper Kupp is killing it. I got Cooper Kupp on fantasy.
I'm not saying this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen this season. I'm just saying eventually. Over time. Right, over time, yes.
I think that's still going to be difficult because Cooper Kupp is one of those big body wide receivers. It's easy to get the ball to him. He gets open. So that'll be an interesting competition. Cooper Kupp, I do consider him to be a big wide out.
I don't. But here's the thing. That's because for whatever reason, people were not focusing on Cooper Kupp this year. The teams that have focused in on him, the Rams lose. Like the 49ers did last night. Now, they let him get out a couple of times, but for the most part, they kept Cooper Kupp under wraps, and the Rams had nothing. They had nothing. They had no answer for that. And they can't stop the run, but that's a whole other story. Which one?
I think it's a good fit for OBJ. I don't know about him taking over that number one spot either. That belongs to Cooper Cup, and it's like only to Cooper Cup.
Over time, you'll see.
I still don't see it.
Listen, you see how they shut Cooper Cup down last night. I
They
don't think you're going to
said,
be able to. I don't think you're going to be able to do that to OBJ anymore. You used to be able to do it. I've seen Jimmy Smith do it a couple times, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that with him anymore.
Cooper Cup is 6'2", 208. You don't think that's a sizable wide receiver?
I mean, that's all right. Like it's cool. I don't. I consider big wide receivers like Megatron.
No, he's gigantic. He's monstrous. I mean, he's above
But
average.
that's what I call a big wide receiver.
No,
That
he's
type
just
of.
bigger. He's the big S. Like, you're not going to have that many wide receivers the size of him. That's
Anyway,
not
go ahead,
the.
Jaquan.
Well, yeah, I just think it's a good fit for OBJ. I'm excited for him. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move on into the second quarter. We're actually about 5 minutes already into the second quarter. And in the second quarter, we're going to talk about what, Bobby?
The NFC West. You know who they are, the Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, and the Cardinals. Listen, that division is so I would use the word unpredictable because the 49ers, although the Rams are phony, nobody thought they were going to go in there and do that to the Rams last night. Then you have the Cardinals who looked invincible for a while, and now they look a little bit pedestrian, especially without. I mean, again, they don't have their number one receiver, they don't have their number one quarterback, and if
Right.
you're going to go with injuries, then okay. But the Seahawks, for whatever reason, we never count them out, but they just do not look good. Like they just do not look good, and Russ didn't look good last night at all. Wow, he just definitely did not look like Russell Wilson. But I think it's a growing issue with the Seahawks. Let me start with the Seahawks. The growing issue with the Seahawks I see is they're dependent on Russell Wilson to do way too much, way too much. The Rams. This is what I see with the Rams. Phoniness to start with. But outside of that, they got all this defense set up to do great with the pass rush. They can't stop the run. You're not going to win a Super Bowl if you cannot
Oh,
stop the
my
run.
goodness. The 49ers ran all over them in that
All over
game.
them. But that's been happening. If you think back to it, like when they played us a couple of years ago, our division, all our teams in this division ran over them. Like they cannot stop the run. And 99 is not good against the run. I don't care what anybody says. He's too little. Those offensive linemen push him off the line when it's a run.
Well,
Now
they
he's
double
good,
team him most of the time, too, though.
but you don't even have to against the run. You can push him off the line. Dude is not big. He's not big at all. Um, the Cardinals, I think the biggest issue with them right now is just not having their number one quarterback and their number one wide receiver out there. And the defense is looking a little bit different right now. I don't know if it's an injury issue. I don't know exactly who's in and who's not, but they are looking nothing like they did like the first 6 or 7 games of the year. The 49ers, man, if they could play like they played last night, they'll be right back in it. They will be right back. I know their record is not great, but they will be right. What are they, 4-5? I think it is.
I was
Are they
just
four or
going to go
five?
pull up the standings.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
4-5.
Yeah, 4-5. Man, they could be right back in it because they could beat the phony Rams again. I think they'll struggle with the Cardinals for the second game because if Kyler and B Hop are back, that's just a tough situation for any team to have to face. So, but that Cardinals defense gonna have to get back to where they were at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, it's I think that division is wide open as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. That's one of the fun divisions. I think we have several fun divisions left in the NFL, some in the AFC, some in the NFC. In the NFC, I will definitely consider that to be one of the fun divisions. It's going to be a battle still coming down with Carolina and the Rams. It hurts my heart to say this, but I think the Hawks are just completely out of it. They just don't have it this year. If they make me a liar and come back and make the postseason, make me a liar, baby, please. Like Dwayne Wade said, baby, please make me a liar. But I just do not see that happening this year. I think they are too far behind the 8 ball. I think it's just too much to happen to them. Defense wasn't holding up. Defense decided to play the other night, but where have they been all season long? Somebody tell me. Like I said before, Jamal Adams does not make the defense by himself. As a whole, they were not playing well. They were not getting it done. And offense, I don't know what happened with offense. DK was off. Russell couldn't connect with Lockett like he normally does. Chris Carson has been hurt as usual this season. That's why I refused to draft him this season. I was not going to put myself through that. And then obviously the injury to Russell's finger. So I think and he always has a trash O-line. So I think it's just too many variables that were just stacked against Russell and stacked against this team. Russell has tried to be everything for that team, and then even he got hurt this season. So the man is human. What more can he do? So unfortunately, I think my Hawks are out of it. You guys know that's kind of my second favorite team are the Hawks, and I think it's just too late for them. 49ers, I don't know. I guess they're like one of those revolving doors, depending on which way they go. Can they still make it? I think they would need the Cardinals or the Rams to fall way off for the 49ers to make it in there, honestly. If one of them fall off, then the 49ers, assuming they kind of win the next 4 or 5 games out of 7, maybe that can happen. But they're already, 2 games behind the Rams and 3 games behind the Cardinals, and we only have 7 games left. That
basically, but they still have
means,
to play them, though.
Right. I'm saying right, but I'm saying they will kind of have to win out or win like the next 5 out of like I said, the Rams or the Cardinals are going to have to fall out. Now, depending on how long it takes for D-Hop and more importantly for Kyler to get back, the Cardinals could fall off. I hope they don't fall off. I don't want them to fall off. I'm a big fan of Kyler, big fan of D-Hop. That dude has worked so hard. They started off on a railroading everybody. They were 7-0. Then they hit Green Bay. Green Bay was able to take care of them, but more importantly, that's when Kyler got hurt, and things have not been the same since. So I would hate to see them fall off this season like this. So I hope they do, but so that Cardinals Rams really is the only thing. One will definitely win. One could possibly get in as a wild card, possibly. Maybe you could say as a toss up for the 49ers. I don't think with the injuries and everything going on with the Seahawks that they have a chance. What you think, Jay?
I feel the same about the Seahawks. I'm heartbroken by it. They just need to give him some help, especially on the offensive line. Like that should be your goal next season in the draft is to get offensive linemen. That's it.
3 in the first round, something.
For the Rams, I'm not going to count them out just yet. I know they can't stop the run, but they definitely can do something. Like, I definitely feel like they can challenge the Cardinals for the division. For the Cardinals, they definitely need to get Kyler Murray back quickly, and they need to get DeAndre Hopkins back and get that defense back on track because they schedule probably gets a little tougher, maybe not, but they got 7 games left. I still think they're going to win the division, though. So, yeah, because they were 8-2 now, so we got 7 weeks left. So, yeah, I think they can win the division. For the 49ers, if they can stay healthy, they may, just may, can get second place in the division.
You don't think they can get first?
I don't think they can beat the Cardinals. The difference from the Cardinals and different from the Rams is that the Cardinals have a quarterback that's mobile and get out the pocket and make them pay for it.
That's true.
For the Rams, Matthew Stafford is not mobile like that. And all they have to do is double team Cooper Kupp and they keep everything, in the inside. But now they have OBJ now. It might not be that simple. But that's all they have to do. So I think that the Cardinals can beat the 49ers again.
I mean, all you got to do, yeah. The Rams, right. All you got to do is do with the 49ers. Like, basically, the 49ers put out a playbook on how to shut down the Rams, like, completely shut them down. So is that it on the NFC West?
Yeah. Did I say everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to head into the third quarter then. I think we're trying to catch up now. Yeah, actually, we're just a minute 40 seconds off, so we're good. So we're going to head into the third quarter. In the third quarter, we're going to talk about what y'all know, the AFC North. Let's talk about the AFC North because again, this is another division that I'm calling the fun division. It's kind of wide open. We're going to see for sure over the next 4 games, for sure 5 games, probably next 4 games, who's going to really get it done, who's going to be in and winning the division, who's going to likely be a wild card going in. I do believe 2 teams will still come from our division and make it into the postseason, but it's just the battle of who is going to be. Fortunately, the Ravens are currently still sitting atop the division at 6-3 because we're thankful to the Patriots. And we're thankful to the Lions. The Steelers tied with the Lions. And I do want to get into that. Like, I remember when the Ravens played the Lions, and, you know, we were teased because, man, and we played the Lions like game number 3. It was game number 3 after the Chiefs. And it's like, it's the Lions. Y'all had to win by a field goal to beat the Lions. And was like, okay. And I remember saying, okay, let's see what happens when you guys play them. A tie. That
We
looked like
had no
that
quarterback.
team. Wait, bruh, please
Y'all had
don't
y'all
give me the
franchise
injuries. Please don't give
Stop
me
with
the
the
Come on
injury
injuries.
now.
excuse.
Well,
Y'all
Stop
had
with
Jaquan,
the
first
injury.
of all,
franchise
y'all bench
quarterback.
y'all own. Y'all know y'all bench Roethlisberger. He didn't have COVID. I don't think the man has COVID. I think they benched him and wanted to put
For
Mason in
what?
there so y'all can have a chance to win the
We just
game.
had a
That's what I think
4-game
what
winning
happened.
streak. Why would we bench him on a 4-game winning streak where he thrown 4 touchdowns and no picks?
In 4 games,
In 4 games.
he's thrown 4 touchdowns in 4 games.
And
You're saying that's good?
yes.
4
I mean,
touchdowns,
our
1
offense is
game?
based off running, though. He's
Well,
the
look,
longest after streak with no interceptions. So why would we bench him? He had positive COVID. Mason
I
Rudolph.
said that's my thing. I didn't say that was it. That's what I thought when I first saw it.
I
well,
never thought.
I think that the Steelers are going to be the Steelers regardless, and it's not because of Ben Roethlisberger. It's because of that coach. That coach is just phenomenal. Like he is. If I really have to put it in perspective, he's probably the second best coacher now in the NFL. And I put him over top of Sean Payton. I put him over top of what's the Rams head coach name? I can't remember his name. All of them.
Sean
I put
McVay.
him over. The
Sean
only
McVay.
person I can say who is a better coach than him right now, obviously, is Belichick. That's it. That dude is the second best coach in the league, and he's just that good. That's why I always give him a chance. I think Ben is past his time. Um, Now, the Najee Harris effect is a whole new thing now. Like that boy is a beast. So that's a lot to deal with right now. And of course, they still have their defense, although they're going through some injuries. So as far as the Bengals go, I think they're going to come back. I think they're going to come back strong like they were for the first 4 games. And after their bye, and they're going to start making some moves to get it done. Hopefully, they'll lose to us. But I think they're going to come back strong and do it. We have to beat them that second game.
Oh no, we owe them one, so they're not going to win against us either.
Then we do too.
I mean,
The
our
Browns-
division is close. We're 6-3, 5-3, 6-3 Ravens, 5-3 Steelers, 5-4 Bengals, 5-5 Browns. Like you really almost can't get any closer than that.
Now, speaking of the Browns, I am not counting them out at all. They had a bad game. Every team in the league done had pretty much one of those games this year where nothing's just going right.
Well, every team in our division has. The Ravens got beat by the Dolphins.
I would say every team in the league. The
Well,
Bucks
no, I
did it.
agree.
The
It's just
Saints
that we've
done
talked
it.
about the North.
The Rams done it. The Cardinals done it. The Packers, like all the teams in the league have had
Who
no
the
games.
Steelers lose? Oh, you tied with the Lions. Did you guys lose to another kind of sucky team?
The other teams we lost to was we lost to the Packers, the Bengals, and
The Chiefs.
no, we didn't play the Chiefs yet.
Oh,
They
y'all
played
played-
Chiefs yet.
The Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the Bengals lost to the what? Jets, right? And the
Bengals lost to the
Browns.
Jets. Oh, they 10 lose to the Jets. I forgot about that.
I'm not counting the Browns out at all. I think they're gonna come back. I think this division is the toughest division to win in the NFL, bar none, including over top of the NFC
I
West.
think so. People always want to
Uh,
say that about the, and I'm like, nah, it's the AFC North.
Now the Ravens, my Ravens, man. So I just got to be honest and unbiased and say I don't know what the heck they're doing. Um, and I'm not even just going by that last game. I'm going by this season. Like there's a lot
Right.
of things that just seem like they're not they're out of place. They're not. I think I feel like a lot of the play calling is not working on both sides of the ball. I think that the players are not doing what they're supposed to do on both sides of the ball. Like it's just all this. It just seems like it's just mass confusion in the Ravens camp, and yet they're still winning the division right now. I don't know. It's unfathomable. Like I just can't put my finger on it, but they are absolutely going to have to do a lot better on both sides of the ball in order to hold this division. Because if they don't, it's not going to happen. And it's got to start with this next game against the
Yeah.
Bears. They
Yeah.
got not only do they need to go out there and win, they need to show what Ravens football is about. If they just get the win, I'm happy with that. They'll be happy with that. I'm sure. You win by one, you win. That's just what it is. But I feel like they need to show what they could do, and they did that against the Chargers, but man, the Chargers been on the floor since that. So I don't even. Maybe that wasn't even us. Maybe that was
I
them.
mean,
I
it was
don't
like
even
we
know.
broke them.
But
They were killing, but it's like we broke them, and they've been down. I think they've won one game since we played them.
man, the Ravens have to do something, especially on defense. The Ravens since 1996 has been known for good defense. Run the ball, good defense. Now we have a quarterback who can not only run with the ball, he can throw the ball well too, and that's scary. But everything can't be on Lamar Jackson. They
Mm-mm.
got to do some other things so that everything doesn't fall on Lamar Jackson. Because if everything falls on that one person, just like Russell in Seattle, it's going to fall. Like the team is just going to fall. They're not going to get it done. You can't make it through the playoffs depending on one player to win the game. You can't.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Um, so I'm gonna start from the bottom one up. The Browns. Um, I'm not gonna count them out, but they better figure something out quickly if they want to stay in the mix of the division because um, I feel like if they can't run the ball like they want to, then you could beat the Browns. And that should not be the case because you have to learn how to be able to, okay, we can't run the ball like people want to stop the run because of what we're known for. So you have to do something otherwise to keep you in the game. And what the Patriots did was they shut the run down. And they forced Baker Mayfield to throw the ball, keeping him in third longs and second longs. And we know when Baker Mayfield get pressure in his face, he panics, throw picks. So they better figure something out. For the Bengals, they're definitely not gonna be. They probably gonna bounce back from the last couple of games they was in. Um, so yeah, but we're gonna beat them, so I'm not worried about that. The Steelers, we got to figure out something because we gotta learn how, we gotta stop the run. Us not having two in there is definitely showing. Um, we got to get some depth at the defensive tackle position because we cannot keep Cam Hayward out there all game and think that that's going to work because it's not. He's going to end up getting hurt or something like that. So we got to figure that out defensively. Offensively, we need to open the offense more. We need to throw more deep passes down the field. We need to, because the offense is looking very last yearish. That's what it's looking like. Like it's looking like last season. So we need to open it up, get Devontae, God Jesus, Deontay involved,
I
play
disagree with
cool.
that.
We need to get the we we need to get everyone involved. We need to Juju's out for the season, so we need that third down person that can catch the ball and keep it going.
Who's out for the season?
Juju.
Oh, okay.
But here's where I just. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
For the Ravens, they better figure something out for that defense quickly, because if not, I don't know how far they can make it, even if they make it to the playoffs, because I think everyone in the division having a problem with tackling anyway. Because this is like everyone just be flying to the ground trying to tackle people, and like they try to catch the air instead of tackling the person. Like, it looks ridiculous. So, like, I think that the Ravens need to get that defense together and that offensive line together to help Lamar, if he want to throw the ball, to stay in the pocket. Because he got hit a lot against the Dolphins, like a lot. So
I think he's the highest sack QB in the league right now, sadly. Lamar,
he is
the highest sack QB
and
in
that's
the league.
crazy because he's the best runner of the quarterbacks in the well, he might be just the best runner, period, in the league, not just amongst not just amongst quarterbacks, but and that makes that matter. But that him getting hit so many times against Miami was just play call. They just called the stupidest plays that I've ever seen against any type of blitz, much less the zero blitz that I've ever seen. Like that was stupid coaching, and that's another thing that the Ravens need to get together. Their coaching, especially the offensive coordinator. They need to get that together. And I disagree with you, Quan, when you said the Steelers look like last year, because last year they depended on Ben to keep throwing the ball all game long. Like he was probably averaging 40 passes a game last year. This year it's running. They definitely running the ball, so I don't agree with that. Or unless you meant depending on one person. Is that what you meant?
When I say that, it's still the underneath routes.
Oh, I got you. Okay. The short 5-yard passes. Right. Okay. Yeah.
When there are people open in the middle of the field,
right.
You need to get the ball to you, because that fire move guy is killing it for us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he fumbled last game, but it's times that he's been open in the middle of the field. I'm like, Ben, take that opportunity. I don't know whether he feels like he's going to throw a pick, but he would rather throw a check down than to throw it to the middle of the field.
And that dude came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
is he a rookie? He's a rookie, right? He's a rookie, right? He came out of nowhere. Like, where did he come from?
And like, we're going to have our eyes. The Ravens going to have our eyes on him when we play him for sure, because Ravens and tight ends. So we're going to have our eyes on Freiermuth.
Well, but every team in this division has a good tight end, though. So, like the Browns have Njoku and what's the boy name? Cooper. And Azuma is good too. Ozumu, I'm probably saying his name wrong.
Uzuma. He tore us up when we played him for sure.
Yeah, Uzuma is a good tight end too. And then y'all have this Frankenberry dude that came out of nowhere. And then of course we have Mark Andrews. So I mean, yeah, like every team in this league is so similar to it. They're not exactly alike, but they're very similar to each other. Everybody in this division likes to run. Everybody in this division, I feel like, plays what I consider old school football. Run the ball, play good defense. Run the ball, play good defense. Now you're gonna get a little bit more passing from the Bengals. You're gonna get a little bit more running from, not counting the quarterback. You're gonna get a little bit more running from the Browns, especially when Chubbs and comes back. Kareem Hunt comes back. And that's the other thing. They are coming back this year. They're not out for the year. That's why I'm not counting the Browns out. Both of them.
I hope they're out returning. At least for that first game we played them. I hope they're out at least for that game.
Kareem Hunt is out for the season.
Oh, is he? I thought they said he had a chance to.
But Chubb can come back. Yeah.
I thought they said he had a chance to come back though. Or maybe they were talking about playoffs. I don't know, but I thought they said he had a chance to come back. I thought that's what I heard. Okay. They still got Chubbs.
So we got a minute and a half to finish up this third quarter before we head into the fourth. The Ravens, we definitely have some things to overcome. The play calling, I believe, on offense and defense. The lack of tackling, like stop grabbing people around their shoulders or diving at their feet, because that's not working. The O line, you guys know what I say. Everything begins at the line of scrimmage. That's whether it's offense or defense. We need our front to hold. We need our middle to hold on defense. We need some pass rush. I'm hoping we can stop dropping our pass rushes back in the coverage and let them actually rush for the quarterback. Like we need to get some pressure on these QBs and get them off. Even if it's not a sack, the pressures go a long ways. And he was actually doing pretty good with that. I mean, there are some teams that was actually double teaming him because that's how well he was doing. That's how fast he was off the block. So I hope they switch things back up, bring Houston and
But
back
listen,
to
can I
put
say something?
pressure. Yeah,
Can I say
you
something
can
about
go
the?
ahead.
Okay, I just want to say something about the tackling. That's going to be league wide. And the reason for the bad tackling the last few years, not just this year, it's just increasing this year, is two things. One, the way the rules are set up. Like you don't want to get that 15-yard call by doing something that you think that really you're supposed to do, running through the person, um, trying to get your shoulder in there, but you're scared to do that because your head might get in there. You don't know if that person's gonna drop their shoulders or not, and now you got a helmet to helmet. Now you to get that thing 15 yards when you probably was stopping them from getting their third down. Like nobody wants to do that. And then the refereeing this year is just horrible. So like
Horrible.
they calling stuff on defenses that you're looking at them like what? That was a what? Are you serious? Like so that because of those reasons, I don't see the tackling getting better. I don't. I don't see how it's going to
Yeah,
get
but
better.
ours is majorly bad on our. It may be down across the board, but it's majorly bad on our team. We've seen it. We've seen what looks like the banana peel plays where these guys are able to run past 5 and 6 of our guys and break tackles because everybody either we taking piggyback rides because they're just going on running with us, or we diving at their feet. Like we've had too many games like that. We've had too many plays like that. So yeah, despite all the rules, and I agree with you about the refs and the rules, but yeah, we still all teams aren't doing that. We still have got to do better. Don't just tap them and think they down. Make sure they're down. Like you need to make sure they are down. Don't just
Hit
hit
and
them and
rep.
be like, oh, they went down and they didn't, and they just twist and turn, put their hands down and do whatever and keep on running in for a touchdown. We've seen that. It's happened too many times. We gonna wind up back on what is it, Mr. Coach 30 again, that if you do not follow Mr. Coach 30, you need to go follow him. Those things are hilarious. We've already been on there twice. We're going to wind up back on there again if we don't get this tackling together. So, all right, it's 46-44. So we into the fourth quarter. Let you go ahead and start it off. You're going to do your gangster wankster and your
All
blitz,
right,
and
all
then
right, all
I'm
right.
going to
Time
finish
for the
out with your
gangsters.
rather.
Time for the wanksters, the fakes and the phonies, the dummies and the dudes. So we're gonna start it off with the this time we're gonna do it. We're gonna start off with the wankster this time. So Jaquan, who's your wankster? I know it's hard to
Um,
think of right on the spot, but
my wankster would have to be the Rams. No
Man,
one
he took
thought that they
oh,
was.
he took mine.
he took mine too. I was going to call the Rams
No one
defense.
thought. No one thought that they was going to lose that game because I definitely did not see it happening. And the 49ers came. Well, they didn't came nowhere. The Rams walked right into the 49ers house and got bullied. That's what happened. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Rams.
Yeah, I was gonna pick the Rams defense because they couldn't stop water last night. But since you took the Rams, I'm going to go with the Browns because the Browns got stomped by the Patriots. I mean, stomped. They couldn't get it together like for nothing. Like it was a whipping. Obviously, I quite enjoyed watching that. I do like to see good football games, but when it's a division rival and you're in a fight to win a division, you do enjoy that. So I'm going to give my wankster to the Browns.
I'm gonna give mine to the Falcons. They were destroyed in that game in all phases of the game. Special teams, defense, offense, everything was destroyed. And the last time I seen them go through that was the second half of the Super Bowl a few years ago. And what happened after that? They just fell off the map. Well, I guess they can't fall any lower, but yeah, that's my wankster.
Oh,
All right, so gangster. I'm gonna go first this time because I don't want nobody to steal mine again. Um, the Cowboys. How about them boys?
How many times have you picked the Cowboys this
They,
season, yo?
for what? Gangster?
Yeah.
This is our first
This is
time?
at least the third.
No, it's
This is
not.
not your first time. No, it's not. This is at least the third time you've picked them.
Only what I remember counts. So it's the first time. Listen, the Cowboys
Stupid.
destroyed a National Football League team. Like they made them look like a junior varsity high school team. The boys are beasts.
That was they played Bishop Sycamore. Ah.
The boys are beasts. All right, Jada, who's your gangster?
Um, I was trying to see if I wanted to give it to an individual player, and I could, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Patriots because everybody counted the Patriots out in that game. I don't hold any love for the Patriots, but I was trying to tell people in these Twitter spaces and in the clubhouse and everywhere, do not count the Patriots out. Their defense has been killing actually all season long. And you can tell that Mac, he was starting to put things together. You've seen these last 3 or 4 games. He was really starting to put things together. You can tell the offense was making making sense to him, and he was getting it done. And last but not least, Bill Belichick. Like, y'all know, Bill Belichick knows how to scheme. He knows how to take away the best thing on your team. He knows how to scheme. So I was like, y'all don't count the Patriots out. And what happened? They came in and walloped. So from a football standpoint, I got to give my gangster to the Patriots this week.
Yep, the Patriots did it this year. This week. Go ahead, Carlos.
Not this year. I'm going to give it to my boy Mahomes. He came and he balled out Sunday night. I guess he got tired of hearing that the Chiefs might be done and this and the third. He came in there threw one for 400 yards and threw 5 touchdown passes. Like, he balled out. Like, I'm so
and the funny thing is, you know how he did it? Thinking and dunking.
Yep.
Thinking and ducking. Throw it to the flat. Throw it on the crosser route, the short crosser route. Throw it on the.
He threw some of his hero balls though.
Yeah, but
he did throw that one touchdown.
That could have been picked off. That one down to the end zone to Tyreek. That ball, if that was another DB, that could have been picked off easily.
Yeah, that had me cringe a little bit. I was like, oh, wait a minute, why you throw that? But
I don't know that they're back or not. Like, I'm not going to say that the Chiefs are back yet. I need to see them play a couple of more games. I want to see what they do with the Cowboys coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I honestly don't think. I honestly don't know if the Cowboys defense are built to stop an offense like that. So it's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be a 45-48 game. So.
That should have been a Sunday night football game, some kind of primetime game, the Chiefs and the Cowboys. That should have been some type of primetime game for
They might bump it. Is it too late? What's the latest thing?
Oh, sometimes they do that. But who's playing this Sunday night, though? Let me see.
Steelers and the Chargers.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and bump that. They should go ahead and bump that. No, seriously, be honest. The Steelers and the Chargers versus the Chiefs and the Cow. I'm not even doing Steelers.
As far as meaningfulness in the NFL, yeah, they could bump that and move the Chiefs and the Cowboys up.
That's not even hate. I'm not even doing hate.
No, not hate. Like, I think more people will want to see Chiefs Cowboys than they would want to see Steelers Chargers if you're not a Steelers and Chargers fan.
I mean, I'm not mad, but I'm just saying.
All right, so you're going to do your blitz picks, and then we're going to finish out with my you rather.
Back to the blitz picks, folks. That was really difficult to say. So far, I've been doing awful. Last time we did it, which wasn't last week, but last time we did it, I picked the Steelers. Wait, did they win?
Yeah,
because we skipped a week or so. No, it wasn't last week.
Yeah, that was at least 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
It was the Bears.
It was the Bears. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Regina picked the Patriots. Not this past week. The week before that.
They won.
Okay, I gotta look at the schedule.
Yeah, I'm looking at. No, they lost to the Chiefs. Oh, that was the Packers. I'm sorry. Can't read.
They don't even play the Chiefs this year.
Were they?
So that would have been week 8. And who did I
It would have
pick?
been week 9. No, week 9.
No, week 9 would have been last week.
No, this past week was just week 10. It was week 9 that we picked them for.
It should be week 8. Okay, who did I pick? Yeah, the Steelers played the Bears. Okay. And who did I pick?
The Patriots.
The Patriots, yeah, they beat the Panthers 24-6.
Okay, I don't even know why it's not showing up on my thing.
That's
and then, Jaquan, you picked the Bengals.
The
Bengals lost. The Bengals lost to the Browns real bad.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, although that's actually the first one that Jaquan got wrong.
Bro.
So that's not bad. I mean, I ain't mad at that. Actually, I am mad at that. But
so where am I?
We both of us have done well. You've done one wrong, and I've done 2 wrong. So yeah, it's just not going well for me. But anyway, so everybody was right that week. Oh, and Jeremy picked the Bills. Who did they play?
The Bills played the Jaguars and they lost 6-9.
Oh yeah, so he was wrong.
Yep, we gotta make sure and bring that up next time he's on.
All right,
and he thought that was a sure thing. He picked that thinking it was a sure thing.
So I guess it's my turn to go first again.
So what is this, week 11?
No, Regina hasn't gone first yet. I'm sorry, it's Regina's turn to go first.
All right, so we got Patriots, Falcons, Texans, Titans. Oh, I should go. Wait a minute, what teams have I picked so far?
So you've already picked the Saints, Chargers, Colts, Rams, and Patriots.
Okay. I got some logic in the way I'm picking some things. So let me go for. I think I'm gonna go for these. Okay, have I picked the 49ers?
No.
Okay, I think I'm going to pick this. Not a sure one. This the 49ers are playing the Jaguars. The Jaguars came back and beat a couple, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the 49ers.
Come on now. That's a sure way, right?
No, we can't say that after the last 2 weeks. Right. We can't say that after the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but the 49ers is a different type of team than the Bills are. But
they were yesterday.
Well, just period. They built different. They don't play the same way. What I'm saying. All right, Jaquan, you picked the Chiefs, Cowboys, Rams, Packers, and Bengals.
Yeah, see, you've been picking them big teams. I've been trying to strategically save some of them.
I'm going to roll with the Eagles over the Saints.
Ooh.
That's not a bad one. That's one of those ones that can go either way, but just based off of where the Saints are right now and the way the Eagles have come on, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Is Kamara back this week?
No, I don't think so.
I know he was out last week. I think he's actually playing this week, though. I think. Don't hold me to that. Okay, so far I've picked the Titans, Patriots, Raiders, Cardinals, and Steelers. Wow. This is really difficult.
You know, I think I'm going to Cowgirls.
Nah, I gotta save them for later. I'm gonna pick. None of these are like sure. I'm gonna pick the Packers over
Washington football team.
Yep.
Wow, that
I ain't no punk. I ain't no punk. I ain't no punk. I ain't no punk.
He said that 3 times like Beetlejuice.
I'm not scared to pick. I'm sucking. But the fact that I'm sucking shows that I'm not scared.
Oh, that's what you want to use.
That's how my genius works.
All right, we got a minute and 40 seconds, or 20 seconds rather. So we're going to go ahead and do these. You rather, which one you would rather pick, which one, this or that, whatever you want to call it. All right.
And you have to pick one.
Yeah, you have to pick one, and please don't take all day. All right, so we'll just alternate. We'll start with Jay, then we'll go to Bobby. Then for the next one, we'll start with Bobby, then go to Jay. So the first one is Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray.
Why would y'all do that?
That wasn't
Kyler
y'all.
Murray.
That was me. They not supposed to be easy.
He said Kyler.
You said Kyler. Okay.
I'm going with Lamar.
All right. The next one is Tampa Bay defense or Patriots defense.
Patriots defense.
I'm first this time.
Oh,
Patriots defense.
All right, y'all said the same thing. All right, the next one is Chiefs offense or Bills offense.
oh. Chiefs.
I'll go Bills.
All right, the next one, Bill Belichick or Andy Reid.
Bill Belichick.
Belichick.
Then, would you rather be at the stadium and watch the games in person or home on your couch with a big television, your food and snacks?
Home.
I'd rather be at the game in person.
I like to go to games, but if I had to choose, I want it's winter time now. Pretty much, I'm home, warm and greedy. Yes, sounds good.
So you would have to choose between an autographed jersey or the autographed football.
Oh.
Football. No, I take that back. Jersey. Well, are we talking about a football that they actually use, like that person played in the game with?
Yo,
Scored a
that's too
touchdown
much
with or something?
info. Autographed
Oh man,
jersey or autographed football.
I go Jersey.
Can't qualify it.
Wow. I'll take autograph jersey as well.
Okay, and the last one, AFC or NFC. Don't care what your reasons are, just AFC or NFC.
For what? To win the Super Bowl?
No, just AFC or NFC.
I'm going AFC. I think there's way
AFC
more
all
players.
day.
Yeah, I think it's way more good teams in the AFC than there are in the
AFC is
NFC.
better than the NFC.
Which I think is well, I guess we all agree, so it wouldn't be a debate, but that might be a discussion we should have one day, though.
The AFC is better than the NFC.
I agree with you.
Years.
Yeah, I agree. I told Regina, or I told one of y'all earlier that whatever AFC teams make it to the Super Bowl is going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was me. You were saying earlier we was talking.
Okay.
So, guys, it's 101.50, heading almost to 102. We almost made it. This is probably the best one ever. I just want to thank all of you who are listening and will be listening to this special She Talks Football / No Pro Football Show crossover edition. I especially want to thank the special guests, which come from the No Pro Football Show. That's Jay, and you can follow Jay on Twitter. You see it right there, Jayquan625. Definitely go follow him on Twitter. As you can see, he's a Steelers fan. And then the other special guest, who is the host of the No Pro Football Show. You see his Twitter handle right there, NP Football Show. And please subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's called what? The No Pro Football Show.
No Pro Football Show.
And so definitely be following him, check him out. And I just want to thank you both for being here. Had a great time. Time went by so fast, as usual, when you're having fun. I am Gina from She Talks Football. You will find my content on the platform of The Undroppables. I'm with The Undroppables platform. Great content over there, NFL and hardcore fantasy. And I mean hardcore, everything you need for fantasy, you can find on The Undroppables platform. You can also follow me on my YouTube channel, She Talks Football. And on Twitter, She Talks Football with one L, just like it says right there. That is not a typo. And also listen to the audio versions on Apple, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, and all that good stuff. You guys, it's been a great week of football. Like, it has just been so good. This was week 10 that we just discussed. We're heading into week 11. We got these last 7 games, guys, the last 7 games of the season, and we're going to see how things are going to be falling out. I am super excited. I just want to say go Ravens.
Go Steelers.
Stay tuned because during that Ravens Steelers week 13, we gonna have a really fun podcast.
Mhm.
I'm gonna drop my whole No Pro Football Show background. I'm gonna throw my Ravens stuff up there. She's probably gonna throw her Ravens stuff up there. Of course, he's gonna have his Steelers stuff, and we'll have another special guest who's gonna have her Steelers stuff up there. We just gonna go at it. We're gonna have fun.
We're
And
going
we're
to
gonna
go
go at it.
hard.
Absolutely.
We're going to play Smash Mouth podcast. Smash Mouth. All right, you guys have a great night. Everybody stay safe, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.